What's up, guys? Welcome back to the second video in learning networking and TCP IP OSI model. So we're gonna start our second video, how it all started, how the networking started. All right, after the Soviet Union on October 4, 1957, they launched the first satellite into orbit, and it was called Sputnik. So Sputnik is a moment that everyone's in the United States start running around, say, oh, we are technologically behind the Soviet Union, and they started running around as it happened with the China when the China launched their hypersonic glide into the space. So that's what there is running around, and everyone's crying with the Sputnik moment. So Sputnik was that after the first time in 1957 the Soviet Union launched the first satellite into orbit. So that was everyone running around at the time. The President Eisenhower was created the first computer science institute called ARPA. So ARPA stands for Advanced Research Projects Agency, and this is Advanced Research Project Agency is the first computer science institute that was launched by the President Eisenhower after this Sputnik moment in 1957. When the Soviets launched the satellites. So everyone in the United States running around to say, if we can launch a satellite to the orbit, what are we going to do? Then the President Eisenhower then launched this ARPA. So it stands for Advanced Research Project Agency. And Leonard Kleinrock at MIT at the same time in 1961 published the first paper on packet switching theory in the 1961 and first book in 1964. So the packet, which we're going to discuss in future videos, what is packet, and the switching theory as well. So we're going to discuss this packet and switching because this is two separate subjects that you guys need to know: the packet and then the switch theory in 1961, first book in 1964. So at the same time, this the professors Leonard Kleinrock at MIT published the first paper. And the four at ARPA, what happened at ARPA when the President of the United States launched this Advanced Research Project Agency? Then what happens that at the ARPA, it became the main foundation of internet, of all these TCP, OSI, whatever you guys see nowadays, internet. So this internet came from ARPANET. If you guys know this one, ARPA. Then the four computers. And at the ARPA, all these engineers and scientists from around the United States, then four computers running on different operating systems connected. They call the network ARPANET. So what happens that at ARPANET, the four computers running on different operating systems connected, and then they call the network ARPANET. That's what they're very successful. All the engineers and computer scientists in the United States, they worked together and they connected the first time they connected the four computers running on different operating systems. They called the network ARPANET. So that was the term they used, the ARPANET. If you guys looking here at the end, it's called net, which is still nowadays we don't use ARPANET, but we use net. So this term coming from the Advanced Research Project Agency around 1957 to 60 and 61 and 62. So ARPANET was the first network that connected four computers. So if you guys look in the ARPANET, was the first network that connected four computers. Okay, in 1973, engineers working hard to connect ARPANET to PRNET, Packet Radio Network. So in 1973, engineers working hard to connect ARPANET to PRNET. So PRNET, ARPANET, as we know that ARPA stands for Advanced Research Project Agency, and net is networking. So ARPANET to PRNET. So PRNET is Packet Radio Network. So Packet Radio and network. So Packet Radio in 1970, engineers working too hard to, because if you connect the four computers with a wire, that's what in 1973 they're working hard to connect ARPANET to PRNET. So they want to connect with the radio network instead of the wiring. As with the radio network as we know it nowadays is a wireless. In 1976 they were successfully connected two networks. So in 1973 all the engineers they're working hard, and in 1976 they were successfully connected two networks. It means two computers with the wirelessly with the radio. So in 1977 engineers connected SatNet satellite network to the other two. So the other two networks. So in 1977, so then in 1973 engineers working hard to connect that packet radio network, and in 1976 they were very successful. And in 1977 engineers connected SatNet satellite network to the other two. So there are a lot of terms now we are introducing to you guys. The first term is that ARPANET, Advanced Research Project Agency, and the second term is packet switching theory. So this is packet switching is the second term. Then the fourth one is the ARPANET, and third one is ARPANET. So we know that the ARPA, and then there's ARPANET, and ARPANET to PRNET, packet radio network. So all the terms, and all of them, if you notice, all of them's got a net. Even nowadays you guys see internet. So in 1976 they were successfully connected the two network. In 1977 engineers connected satellite network to the other two, and they called the connection between the two network internetworking, and now we know that the internet for short. So that's how it's all started. Very brief introduction into how everything started in the United States after the Sputnik. So when the Soviet Union they launched their first satellite in 1957, everyone panicked in the United States. Oh my God, what to do? Ooh la la, what to do? Because there was big competitions going on with the Soviet Union. The President Eisenhower created the first computer science institute called ARPANET, and then the ARPANET started working, and they working on computers, and they said if you can launch a satellite, then how about we know computers, and we can connect the four computers, and they call this ARPANET. Then there is a history. It's going all the way to 1977, and they call the connection between the two networks internetwork. So internet is a short for internetworking. So if you guys know this one, that term is still used. Internet, that we know that proper term for internet is internetworking. And in the 1990 Tim Berners-Lee developed the World Wide Web and HTML. So this Tim Berners-Lee, computer scientist in the UK, he developed the World Wide Web. So he intended to pass his scientific research papers, computer science research papers between the scientists. So his intention was to make something easily for scientists around the world to use this internetworking, the connection TCP/IP, and they send their whatever research papers. If they want to type something like a fax machine, so they type HTML. So he showed everyone how to use the HTML, but it was intended for just a plain text, just whatever you guys see here. Hi Mr. blah blah XYZ, thanks for receiving this message, blah 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 blah, regards, thanks, and regards, and put your initials, whatever, and press the button send, and it's sent to the next scientist around on that side and that side. So 1990 Tim Berners-Lee he's developed this www and HTML, as we know that everyone relies, and everyone makes trillions and millions and billions and trillions, all these companies around the world. So 1992 Tim Berners-Lee developed the www and HTML. So if you guys looking after the Sputnik moment in the United States after the 1957 all the way to 1970, this is the history of the internet, how this all started. And there is no need to go after 1990, because after 1990 you guys know that there is then the web browsers came in, then the Microsoft jumped in, then the Yahoo jumped in, and then all the way everyone jumped into the business. And now as we see Google and all these big companies, social networking companies, and there is a history from 1977 all the way to 1990 there is a DNS then it came in. Then I'm going to show that in future videos because I didn't want to confuse you guys. Then the DNS came in, and Tim Berners-Lee, he was working on Steve Jobs Apple next operating system of Apple OS. So that was his computer. And so Tim Berners-Lee, he implemented the first successful communication between a hypertext control protocol, which we call HTML, and its client and server via the internet. And that was around November of 1990. So Tim Berners-Lee developed www and HTML. So if you guys hear the term W3C, and for Tim Berners-Lee, they said, and he's the director of the World Wide Web Consortium. So W3 stands for www. 3, that's because 3 W's, and C is for consortium. So there is a World Wide Web, www, and W3C is Tim Berners-Lee's World Wide Web Consortium. And this guy here is still alive, and he still oversees the development of the internet and HTML, because at the moment it's HTML5. So you guys see a lot of different cool things in the HTML5. If you guys see the video plays by itself. In the past of the HTML version, that was not the case. So all the developers had a hard time working with HTML. But nowadays you guys see that the interactive HTML came in with all this cool new stuff. It supports the video, it supports the audio, it supports a lot of things. So nowadays if you guys going on the YouTube and see the video plays by itself, it's because of the HTML5. It's very powerful. So that's the HTML5, and this guy Tim Berners-Lee is the director of this HTML5, and it's free. He never charges anyone. He never put a license to any companies like a Google, Facebook. He never does it because it's free for everyone. So this guy is the director. This guy is the inventor, Tim Berners-Lee. Alright guys, that's it for this video. If you guys got any question, comment, leave in the comment box. Otherwise I'll see you guys in the next video, and bye.